Believe it or not, I'm a pretty active guy. And obviously over the last year and a half, being active and having all of these little adventures has been really hard to do. But as things start to open back up in the world, I hope to start going on a lot more adventures. And what better way to capture those adventures than with an action camera? I didn't really want to go down the route of buying a GoPro and spending £300 to £400. Instead, I wanted to try out some of the cheaper ones on the market. So today, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking a first look and unboxing of this, the Apeman A77. This is a 4K action camera, and I bought it on Amazon for just under £40. I'll put the exact price on screen, and obviously the link will be in the description as well. It's a really interesting camera, especially for its price point, and these cameras are getting better and better. Hello everybody, my name is Robert, and this is Review Clue. But of course, if this is the first time that you're seeing my face on your screen, then 1, lucky you, and 2, go down there, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification icon so you get notified every time I upload. You never know, you might see some actual adventurous footage of me and my partner doing all these cool stuff through this action camera, so get subscribed if you're interested in seeing that. Okay, so here we are with the Apeman A77 action camera box. We can see along the bottom here it does mention that it is 4K, which is really exciting actually. And we can see it comes in the waterproof case obviously, and a load of other accessories as well, hence the bigger box. If we look on the back, we can see just a little bit of that information about the camera. For example, it being able to shoot up to 4K, get 20 megapixel photos, be waterproof up to 30 meters, and even have a 2-inch LCD display on the back of it. So let's just jump straight into the box, I guess. And as we open it up, the first thing we are greeted with is the camera and some instructions. So let's just take all of this out and have a look at what we get instruction manual wise. So we have a little hello card and a few other bits as well. A nice little quick start guide there and a much bigger and thicker manual. I don't suspect you will ever need the manual for this thing. They are very self-explanatory these days, but it's there if you do ever need it. Let's grab the accessories box though, and take the rest of the box out of the way. Okay, so I've gone ahead and pulled all of the accessories out of the bag, and there's a lot here. But let's start off with some of the more simple stuff, like this. This is just a little remote to help us take photos and start video from this camera without using the app or touching the camera at all. This is a Wi-Fi based camera, so you can do all of this from your smartphone, but I suppose it's nice to have a little hands-free remote so that we can use some of these straps to attach to our body. It could be on your arm, your hand, your leg, or basically anywhere, and just tapping one of those 2 buttons will take a photo or start a video. But let's take those out of the way and have a look at what else we get. So we do actually get 2 batteries. One of them is in the camera at the moment, but we also have this second replacement one as well, which is always nice. We have this new enclosure for the camera, which means we can still use it with the nice audio, which is really cool. So I suspect it just clips in to here, and we still have a way of touching that touch screen as well. So there we go. We have another waterproof backed case, it appears here, or a more rugged case it seems. Peeling off that plastic, yeah, this is just another new rugged case. It will allow for a little bit of air to breathe in, but it won't make this waterproof. The waterproof case is actually attached to the camera at the moment. So let's drop it off to the side, take a look at something else. So we obviously have a cable. This is a micro USB cable. I was really hoping for USB-C, but micro USB is fine. And we've got about 300 different attachments. This one is for a bike actually, so we can unscrew it each side, like so. And it attaches to the handlebar of your bike, which is really cool. And we've got these different ones with adhesive backs as well, so we can stick them to different places. We could even potentially use this as something like a security camera. We also have one which appears to be a clip for the body somewhere. It has a little clip on this side, so I suspect it attaches to... where is that case? Where's that open backed case? It's here. Yeah. So we can actually attach it to that open backed case like so. And we can use it as an action camera while still getting some of that good audio out of it, which is really nice. We also have some more adhesive stickers, a little wipe here for the screen, and some wires as well to help attach it to maybe something like a tree. So there's a lot of accessories, but let's try and just get them all out of the way and we can take a look at the camera itself. Okay, so here is the camera in question. We can see it's in its waterproof case at the moment and has one of the attachments already attached to the bottom of it. But let's go ahead and just start peeling off some of these stickers. There's stickers basically everywhere on this thing. But this is the waterproof case, which means that it will be able to be submerged up to 30 meters. Let's free it from its waterproof prison and take a look at just the camera itself. So there it is. It's pretty simple, really. There's the power button on the front here, which of course will just power on and off the device. Along this side, we have a place for the micro SD card and a way to charge it as well. Along the back, we see that 2-inch LCD display, and along the top, we have an OK button. Along this last side, we have 2 little buttons to help navigate the UI. So let's just power it on here. We see the Apeman logo. And we're in. And that's pretty good. So looking at this camera, I'll try and get some footage off of it very, very soon for you guys. It has a very wide angle. But that's because of that fisheye lens on the front. Any action camera you get will have this fisheye lens on it. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with the quality. So it looks like the battery compartment is along the bottom here, and we can just sort of pull it out with our nail, and there's the battery. As I noted, there are 2 in the box, so we can just power this thing off. So we can just power this thing off and pull that battery straight out, replacing it with the other one. Charging those batteries are really easy as well. We can just literally plug in that micro USB cable to the side and plug it into a wall or even a computer. But let's take another look at that waterproof case as well. I'm going to pop the camera off to the side and have a look at this case. This is very much a GoPro-esque case, but I'm not opposed to that. I think it looks really cool. It looks nice and rugged as well and could probably survive a good few drops. We can see along the bottom here this little clip, and this is to clip into many of the accessories that we already have. For example, one with the adhesive back here. So it should just slide straight into place. There we go, and it's in. And we can attach this adhesive to basically anywhere, and we've got ourselves an action camera that's going to stick in place wherever we need it to. And removing them is as simple as squeezing and pulling, and that's pretty much it. This thing does connect up to Wi-Fi, so I suppose let's try that out. So to do that, we're going to power the device on. If we can see the Apeman logo there. And we can navigate the UI, I suspect, by pressing this top button. So it says when we're recording there's no card attached, so we can't actually record anything. That's fine. I didn't put an SD card in this beforehand, so as we press the up and down buttons, I'm trying to get to the menu. Here we are. So we can see a Wi-Fi network and a password. Press up to turn off Wi-Fi. So if we want to preserve the battery life and we know we're not going to be using the Wi-Fi features, we can go ahead and turn it off. Or we can press down to enable it. So let's go over to, I'd say the iPad, and let's try and connect up to the camera here. So we do also have a mobile app for this, which I'm just downloading now, and it says to open. So we are straight in. This isn't an iOS optimized app, but that's fine. We'll just agree to everything as we normally would and click Join Camera. We have the A77, so let's click Join Camera. It's going to ask us to connect via Wi-Fi. So let's find that Wi-Fi network. It is called, or it should be called, ActionCam 5877, but I'm not seeing it as a joinable network. Let's try that once more. So strangely, I'm not seeing this showing up as a Wi-Fi network. We can see that the Wi-Fi settings are here, but it just isn't showing up, which confuses me slightly. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just check on my phone and see if maybe it's the phone that's the iPad that's the issue. So let's quickly do that. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. I've tried to connect to this through both my iPad and my iPhone, but it just isn't showing up as a Wi-Fi network, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. So what I might have to do is go away and give it a try. But this really, to me, isn't a feature that I desire or really require. It's something that is a nice to have. While I'm out and about with this action camera, I don't see a need to have to connect to Wi-Fi. If I want to be able to visualise what I'm recording, then I can check the screen on the back. But most of the time, especially with action cameras, you wouldn't be worrying too much about what you're seeing. You're worried about the action itself and what you're doing. But I will certainly revisit this Wi-Fi issue in my full review, so you can watch out for that. Okay, so we can't connect via Wi-Fi, but we can still control this camera really well and go into its settings. So let's go ahead and do that now. As we start this thing back up again, we can see that display, and as we hold down the OK button along the top, we get a couple of different options. So we obviously have the viewfinder here. So I thought this was a touchscreen, but it doesn't appear to be. So we are using these two side buttons to navigate the UI. So this one I suspect is, so we can play back video if we want to. That's obviously the Wi-Fi settings. But let's just go down to the normal settings here, and we can see everything that this camera does. So we can see 4K 30 FPS. We can also drop down to 2.7K at 30, 1080p at 120. And I think that's it. Oh no, we do have other options as well. So it's actually very, very versatile as to kind of content we can get out of this. I'll keep it at the 4K 30 though. So the white balance is on automatic. We can have sunny and cloudy as well. So there's a couple of different auto balance options here. I'll leave it on sunny. We can also play with the exposure, the metering, and even the sharpness. Video quality is on middle, so let's take video quality up to high. This will of course make the file sizes considerably larger, but everything will look slightly better. We also have ISO settings. Let's take off the time watermark. You obviously do want to be able to record audio, but if for whatever reason you decide you don't, we can turn that off there as well. Driving mode. That's about it. So there's quite a lot here. I think we can... how do we go back a setting? So if we actually press the button on the front, the power button, we drop down here. So we can see the Wi-Fi, and we can also see image rotation. We can reset the Wi-Fi from here as well. The light source frequency, the LED indicator. So there's a lot of things that we can do. Auto screen off after a certain amount of time, and auto power off. Those are two really important settings, because if you're not always recording, after 3 minutes this camera will turn itself off. And oh, there we go. Let's turn off that beep sound, because that beeping is very, very annoying. We can turn it off altogether. Nice. And we also have language here as well. The time format. And we can also set the time and date, which I will do at some point. We can also format the SD card as well. And let's hold down the power button just to power it off there. So it's a really versatile camera. There's a lot of settings we can play with there for ISO, white balance, and everything in between. This is where the mobile app might come in useful, where you can play with the white balance and such on your phone and get it just right for the environment that you're in, rather than having to fiddle around in the settings here with the very few buttons you have. Remember, this isn't a touch screen on the back, as I've just discovered. So this is where that iOS app and Android app becomes much more important to me, and it's something that I definitely will have to look into. So there we have it, guys. That has been the Apeman A77 action camera. It seems like there's a lot in the box here, and I think it's going to be really, really exciting to go out and give it a try. I'm going to be going to Go Ape in a couple of weeks' time, which I'm really excited about. It's been a long time since I've done like treetop adventure kind of stuff, so it'll be fun, and look out for the full review and some of the footage of that as well in the coming weeks. But of course, if you did enjoy this video, then please do consider going down there, hitting that like button, subscribing, sharing it with your friends, your family, your dog, everyone that you know, and I will of course catch you in the next one. Adios.